Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley and my guest today is Kennewick's Mayor Steve Young. Steve, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you have an aquatic center issue on the agenda where you're asking taxpayers to pay a little bit more to build a new aquatic center that I think a lot of people have been wanting for quite some time.
Well, the regional PFD really came together to identify a regional type project, a project that could benefit all the cities. And the regional PFD itself was established by legislation. So we're kind of excited about where we're headed. It took us well over a year to even decide which of the projects that we were faced with was going to be the best one for the community. And the Aquatic Center came out in front as our choice. Then we began the tough job of determining how we were going to get there, how much money it was going to take, what's it going to look like. Finally, we have to get it to the voters this year. It's going to be a great project for the Tri-Cities, a great project.
And just briefly describe to us what it will have for visitors.
Generally speaking, what we'll have is a 25-meter competition pool, enclosed. It'll also have a diving pool. That will provide for many of the swimming programs to have a competition section for them, a time each year where they can have their competition. But in addition to that, we're going to have the water slides, the wave pool, and many of those other things that we really enjoyed during the 4 or 5 months of summer we have here. And we fully expect that this will generate as much as $100 million a year in tourism.
Oh, and while we're speaking of the money, it's only going to cost about 1 penny for every $10 of sales tax. So if you go shopping and you buy a $10 item, 1 penny would cover this. But will voters be in the mood for that in today's economy?
It's going to be interesting. You know, there's a lot of discussion out there about the economy, the challenges that we face. But I think the truth is, when you put it in perspective, that we're talking about 10 cents on a $100 bill. Mm-hmm. And you realize that the return on that 10 cents on a $100 bill could be $100 million in tourism for the economy. It's a huge investment for such a small amount of money for this community. So I think the voters will. It'll be interesting to see how well that gets marketed, how well the community responds to such a small increase in sales tax. So it's going to be an interesting year for us.
While we're speaking about the economy, Kennewick is the biggest of the 3 cities in the Tri-Cities, right, and the economy's been stable for quite some time, but things in the federal government might be looking a little more stagnant. What are the city's plans to compensate for any slide or downturn in that department? Well,
as you know, the city of Kennewick for many, many decades was considered the bedroom community that supported the Hanford site. We've moved away from that over the last 5, 6 years, and we no longer focus our growth on the Hanford dollar. Although it's welcome and we appreciate it, we're moving out beyond that, and our fastest growing industry now is both education and medical. And as you can see when you go into Southridge and you look at the entertainment district, which is our shopping area, our city is fastest growing in the state, and it's ranked number 6 in the nation.
Very good. Steve Young, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Kennewick. Thank you for watching. I'm Dana Cowley, and this is Charter Local Edition Northwest.